welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa. I'm a relationship and dating coach. Today, I want to talk about vulnerability. Um, I want to talk about this because I noticed that people are. I noticed that people are just very. It's very hard for people to open up in relationships, and that can be very difficult to people that are trying to have a nice relationship with someone and just shut down as soon as they stepped into that relationship. um, the reason why I want to talk about vulnerability is because I find like that's actually a really important trait in a relationship. I find that if you are not vulnerable with each other, there's not a, there is actually a lack of communication. There's actually a lack of empathy, and empathy, it's very important in a relationship. Um, One of the things that I wanted to point out is that if you really want to be in a very good relationship with someone, you first need to work on yourself. You first need to work on yourself. You first need to love yourself. You need to heal yourself, and that's the biggest challenge right there, healing. A lot of people don't want to do the healing work. They just want to jump into a relationship right away and just 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 jump in and see where it goes. However, when you jump into a relationship and you're not healed, then you're not able to show that vulnerability to that person because you're entering with a wall, a stuck wall. So therefore, you're not able to open your heart and be yourself around this person because you carry this wall with you. And I just think that, don't get into a relationship if you are not going to be able to be vulnerable with the person. Now, I do want to like point out that vulnerability is something, it's pretty much just being yourself, just being your complete self, just being able to talk about everything, just being able to have a very good communication with that person, okay? There, without any judgment, just being you, just accepting the person for who it is. It's very like, yeah, just accepting the person for who it is and without any judgments. So I find that a lot of men are the ones that are very hard to be vulnerable. A lot of women too, but men especially. I find like they guard their heart and they don't show that sensitive side of them because they don't want to show too like feminine. But yet we all have a feminine and a masculine energy, so therefore it needs to be balanced. We have, it has to be balanced both ways, to a point where I could have a little bit of masculine energy, but I have to balance it with my femininity as well, same as men. So when a man is vulnerable, it's actually touching their feminine side, and men are not very comfortable being feminine, they or showing that femininity because it makes them probably less, they probably feel less than a man. But however, men, you guys need to show vulnerability in a relationship. So do women, especially women that have a lot of masculinity in them. They have to be more feminine, take, disregard those walls and just be you. Bring yourself to the table, bring your whole self, open your heart to love is very, very kind. Love is nice. Feeling love is an amazing feeling, but you need to be willing to receive love, okay? You need to be in a place of being able of receiving, of being able to receive that love, and vice versa. Not only one way, two way. It's a partnership, guys. It's a partnership, women. So therefore, vulnerability is one of the key things that I think makes a relationship very successful. If I can be vulnerable with that person, if I can be totally me, if that person actually has empathy of what I have to say, that makes me feel important, that makes me feel loved. So therefore, like that creates a huge connection between, huge spiritual connection between that person and you. And it just, and the relationship flows just naturally, like very naturally. There's nothing that will hold anything back from that relationship, because when you're vulnerable, you show yourself the way you are. You don't have to worry that the person is being, I don't know, like being bad with you, or not being real, because that person show you since the beginning how that person is. So you either take that person or leave it. But being vulnerable is one of the key elements to having a successful relationship. And I think we should all work in that. But at the same time, what I do think is that you should work on yourself first. Work on yourself, work on what triggers you, work on your traumas, work on anything that you need to heal before you move into a relationship, so that way you don't create those walls, but you're just vulnerable, you're just yourself. You don't need to, that person doesn't it doesn't feel manipulated, or a relationship that, like, oh, I have to be a certain person because this person is not gonna like me. No, and it goes for you ladies as well. You guys have to show vulnerability in your relationships if you guys want a successful relationship. So yeah, the key things is that vulnerability is, it's an awesome quality to have in a relationship. It's actually, you should appreciate if you have that kind of relationship with your partner, and you guys should share each other. Should, like, I don't know, like, talk about what you guys like and don't like, and be honest with each other, and create that open space to be able to be yourself, and not shy away and create walls, and you go here and she goes there, and like, then everything shuts down. So be careful with your heart. Be careful how you handle your relationship with your significant other. Love that person unconditionally. But I'm not saying that, like, I'm also not saying that be vulnerable and take advantage of that person for being vulnerable. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying take care and appreciate and be grateful for having a person that's with you and that shows you exactly how they are, because it's very rare to find people like that. I can tell you by experience, it's very rare to find people that will open up to you, that will tell you how they are, and that will create a very nice communication and relationship with you. So this is one of the advice that I wanted to give everyone about vulnerability in a relationship. Thank you guys for watching. Please like my channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and my social media places. Bye bye. Take care.